Imagine spending hours crafting the perfect emails, only to realize that half your emails are landing in the spam folder because you didn't set up the domain, you didn't authenticate your domain, okay? And when you do authenticate a domain, it really drastically can improve the deliverability of your emails so they get, well, read and looked at, and that's important. Okay, so I want to kind of walk you through exactly how to do that with Systeme.io. And the first step is you want to create a free account with Systeme.io. It's an amazing platform, and it's free. You know, you can send as many emails as you want for free. You know, you don't have to spend a penny. There are a few catches. You might be wondering, well, what's the catch? Well, there are a couple. One is on your landing page, you have to stick this little Powered by Systeme.io sticker on it. And there's no way to get rid of it. I've tried. You know, I've done everything you can think about. There's no way to get rid of that thing. However, it's actually a positive because you can get paid for this as well, because it's an affiliate link, so you make money. So that's one kind of negative that they have. But number two is you can only have one automation with the free plan. But of course, that's all you really need. You could get more, and I kind of created this app here that explains what you get if you pay money. But you gotta admit, that's pretty cool. You know, when I got started trying to make money like 20 years ago, all these autoresponders and systems, they cost a lot more money. Nowadays, the prices have pretty much gone down a ton because they'll have to compete with other things. Like Substack came around, right? So they have to compete. So anyways, the first thing is you create your free account. All right. Now you have that. You want to authenticate your domain, okay? And when you log in, let's see here, I'll move this, and you go up to your profile picture and you go to settings, there's this list of, you know, menus here. You want to click on email and you'll get to this right here, domains. Click here to authenticate your domain and display its information in your email header. And it says, you know, this will improve your email deliverability rates so they get seen, okay? That's where you want to go. And then you will enter in your domain, okay? Now, if you don't have a domain, it's a pretty good idea to purchase a domain. And the good news is there's even a place, and I share this here on this post, where you can get a domain for 99 cents. And I get it, guys and girls. I'm very frugal myself. I don't want to spend money. But for 99 cents, you get a lot. For starters, your email deliverability can really skyrocket. And you own something online, and I think it's an amazing feeling. And take it from somebody like me who's tried lots of things, like a Reddit group. I built this huge Reddit group, 8,000 members, and then all of a sudden someone posted something one day, and the next day I didn't even know what was posted. They canceled me. Boom, I'm out, right? You know, I've lost Quora accounts, Medium accounts. I even lost a YouTube channel. It was actually pretty big. Now, of course, that was my own personal mistake, with losing my computer in a foreign country, but you get my point. So having a domain is kind of like a sense of security, and it's the same thing with, you know, collecting and building a list. It's a sense of security because it's free for starters. I can give you a massive list of reasons why you want to build a list, but it bypasses a lot of these platforms that are constantly evolving and changing, so you're not as dependent on them, okay? It opens up a new source of traffic for yourself, which will help you. Can only help you, okay? All right. So that's why you want to have a domain, okay? And so that's step number two, okay? And step number three is, this is the part that can kind of get tricky, is you want to check where your domain DNS records are hosted, okay? And even though I purchased a domain from GoDaddy, and there's other places you can purchase it from, I'm hosting it on another place called DreamHost. And I really like DreamHost. It's very inexpensive. There are better hosting companies that are faster. But if you're just getting started, you know, it's better to crawl before you walk, before you run type of thing. And as you can see here, they give you a lot of amazing stuff with it. And the best part is when things have happened, I've reached out to them and they've walked me through how to fix it. So it's like another security thing that's a peace of mind. Interestingly enough, and I have to share this with you. There's actually free hosting out there, and I'm like, oh, I'm frugal. I'm looking at these free hosting. What's that about, right? But there's some bad stuff with free hosting, and I actually wrote a whole post about it, and I kind of share that in here. I was curious, like, what's up with this free hosting? Why am I paying for it if I could get it for free? Right? So I kind of put this in here. All right. And if you're not sure, where in the heck you're, where you're hosted to, you can actually go to like GoDaddy or where your domain is, right? And you click on domain, then DNS, and it'll tell you like where your name servers are pointed to. It's kind of like where they point the domain to. And to me, it's DreamHost, okay? And that's where you want to go. Now, obviously, if you're hosting it on like GoDaddy or something like that, then you would go through GoDaddy. I hope that makes sense. Hope that's not too complex, but that's how that works. So you want to go to who's hosting it. And then you want to simply add the records, okay? And the records that you'll get from Systeme.io when you go through these steps here, right? When you enter your domain, it'll tell you the records. And yeah. And then what you want to do is, I found it over in DreamHost. I went over to Manage Websites, then DNS, and then here's where you add the records, okay? And you can see the Systeme.io, the CNAME right here, record, as well as the text record, okay? And that's it. That's all you do. Now, there are a few common mistakes that some people make, which I kind of want to go over real quickly. And number one is the big mistake that some people make is they will enter in the entire thing they give them, even like the domain that they have, right? Mine is trust the link, but they'll enter that. They don't want that. They just want the beginning part, right? So, for example, if the host is this.yourdomain.com, just put in the end until your domain. Don't put in the domain because it's already here. Hope that makes sense. So that's a mistake that some people make. Number two is if you already have a demarked text record for some other service, it invalidates both. So you just want to edit it. You only want one. And number three, and this is a mistake, I think I actually might have experienced this myself, is if Systeme.io wants a dot at the end, you just want to make sure you put that dot at the end, right? So, for example, if you enter this in, instead you want to put in the dot. And if I remember right, this happened to me where it wasn't validating, and this was like a long time ago, and I put the dot at the end, and it worked. So if everything's right, and for some reason the stupid thing's not validating, you maybe try the dot thing. Maybe you're missing the dot, or you put a dot in there, you're not supposed to put a dot in there. Seems kind of stupid, but sometimes those little things trip it up. Okay. And the last mistake is it can actually take 15 minutes to 24 hours, 48 hours for the DNS update across all the servers in the world and stuff. So, some people expect it to happen in 1 or 2 minutes, and that's not how it works. It could take some time, okay? So you have to be a little bit patient. Now that you did all that, now comes the fun part. You can kind of go back over here to Systeme.io, and then there's like a little button that would say, check if it's verified or whatever. And if you click that button, and then it'll tell you if it's verified or not. They can verify that domain. And if it is verified, you'll see this. Like, my domain is verified. It says verified right there. And if it's not, then you might have to wait a little bit longer. And I think what happened with me is after 15 minutes, I hit it and it didn't work. And once an hour, I'll check it. And after, I think, 2 hours, it worked. So usually it's not going to take 48 hours, but it could take 1 or 2 days. And that's okay if it does take that. After 48 hours, then maybe you did something wrong and you have to go back and troubleshoot it and figure that out. So I hope that kind of works. And that'll help you get your emails delivered, which is an amazing accomplishment, okay? And if you want to know more about these steps, I created a whole post where I kind of drew pictures and I kind of walk you through it step by step that could be helpful. And I'll put the link to this post below in the description, and as well as the first comment. just to be helpful. And if you want to know more about Systeme.io and my experience, I've actually was using another free autoresponder, and I recently switched to Systeme.io, and I kind of talk about the pros and cons of both, and my experience using both those platforms. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Systeme.io and why you should even mess with it, I made a whole video about it. You can check it out. I'll put the link up here, and I'll put it down in the description as well. So I hope this video might be at least a little bit helpful. Tiny bit, I don't know. Try and have a wonderful, blessed, awesome rest of your day, okay? All right, take care. Bye.